You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Let's make crispy trees. No, you can do better than that. Come on. Yes, that's the muscles I was looking for. All right, so we are in the kitchen, thankfully, with the wonderful Lincoln, who's going to help us make, what are we making?
Crispy trees.
Crispy trees. This is one of my favorite recipes because it's such a good way for us to get this family of vegetables into our bellies. Do you know what this family of vegetables is maybe even called? This is a hard question. Probably not, hey. It's called the cruciferous family of vegetables. Now, why do you think it might be called cruciferous? It's kind of like when you think about the word cruciferous, it doesn't really like directly link to it, but it actually means because, well, they're kind of crunchy for one, but it's actually more so because these veggies contain quite a bit of really good sulfur is one thing. Sulfur is actually good for our bodies in this sense, and a whole bunch of other very, very beneficial vitamins and minerals and nutrients and you name it. So we want to eat more of these things. Now, do you normally eat these vegetables raw? Prefer them cooked? Yeah? But it's definitely doable to eat them raw, right? Have you ever had them like on a veggies and dip platter at a party or?
No.
No? Should we try them raw? Do you feel like getting experimental? I love that you're open to trying new things, Lincoln. It's so important, isn't it? It makes a really big difference that you can taste things before you cook with them, doesn't it? Yeah? Do you think it's pretty important? Otherwise, we're cooking with things that we don't even know what they taste like. So when you get to have a chance to cook in the kitchen, Lincoln, what would be the first thing that you would want to make if you had your choice? No ideas?
Ginger biscuits.
Ginger biscuits.
Or scones.
Or scones. Now I hear that you're a big fan of ginger and that you've got a favorite snack too, don't you? What's that?
Ginger.
Just eating pieces of, is it crystallized ginger you have or the naked ginger? Crystallized ginger? That's fun. So, okay. Now how good are you with a knife, Lincoln? Have you practiced anything? Not so much? No? Okay. So I've got this knife here that you can help me with. This is called a kitty cutter knife in the sense that it'll cut veggies, but it's not meant to cut the skin. So it's a good way to start practicing with a knife. So the thing we need to do to get these veggies ready for this recipe, which they're all going to go in this bowl, is we want to get down to the florets. Now both of these types of veggies have these things called florets, which are essentially these little pieces, right? So one way that we can do that is we can start by cutting down the stem until we get up to the florets, because we also want to eat the stem. The stem has some of the best nutrition in there too, right? So do you want to work on that one? And if it becomes a little bit challenging, I can maybe cut off the stem bit and you can just work on the florets. And I'm going to start working on the cauliflower in the same way. So I find the best way to be able to work with the broccoli and the cauliflower is to work from the stem and work towards the florets, so that we're going to break apart once it gets to the floret level rather than cut all the way through the florets. Because if we cut through the edge, like you'll see here, then we just see this really flat edge of the florets, and that doesn't really look as pretty, does it, as having a proper tree. And because the recipe is called crispy trees, we want them to look like trees, don't we? So we want to kind of break them apart until they look like trees at the top. So that's why we're going to kind of cut into it from the stem side and then start breaking it apart into its florets. You're doing a really good job with that knife. Is it going okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good stuff. Just takes a little bit of muscle power, doesn't it? Bit of hand-eye coordination. So this is my favorite bit. It's kind of the forming of the florets.
Do I cut this?
Yes, you can cut that off. And if you want me to give it a good chop, I can too, and then you can break apart the florets. Now, if you've never had a piece of this raw, do you think it's a good time to try it? Go for it. Do you want to try the broccoli or the cauliflower? Go for it. What do you think?
Good.
It's pretty good, hey? Is it like anything else you've ever tasted? Like, is there anything that it reminds you of?
Broccoli.
Reminds you of broccoli. Pretty cool that they're in the same family, isn't it? There we go. Okay, you are doing such a good job. Let me take one more piece off that. I'm just going to cut into that quite a ways, and then you can start breaking apart the florets. So see now how you can kind of break those apart with your hands? So we want to break them into their tiny little pieces, okay? Love it. Love eating the raw veggies. So more vegetables we should eat raw, shouldn't we? Raw and cooked, but at least we get more into us. Do you think this would be yummy with like a veggie and dip platter? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Do you ever have that at a party? Do you like dipping stuff in, dipping veggies into dips? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Well, in this cookbook too, there's a whole bunch of other dips that you could start practicing too. And I bet you'd be capable of making them all on your own without even maybe a lot of help. What do you think? Don't know? Do you want to get into the kitchen more and help out more? Yeah? It's a pretty good skill to have, isn't it, at a young age? Good stuff. All right, and we'll chuck them in the bowl. Are you good at basketball?
I'm too small.
Too small? Ha! Don't let that stop you. If you want to play basketball, you can play basketball. I was thinking that's a pretty good size net though, isn't it? Do you want to try and get it in there? Do you want to play basketball? I've got 2 points. Oh, you've got 2 points. Oh, I missed one. He's got 3 points. 4 points. Oh my gosh, I gotta catch up. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, what are we at? 5 for you? 6 for me? Oh, he's got a whole handful at a time. See, you're not too short for it. You've got it down pat. It's gotta be fun, right? Yes, big one. Another advantage of having big bowls in the kitchen is a lot more possibility for play without mess. Yes, you're kicking my butt. I gotta catch up. Next thing you know, you're gonna start using my trees and getting scores on them. Yes, what are you at now? You must be at like 14, 15. Wonder what a slam dunk would look like. Can you do it from the 3-point line? Yes, nailed it. Should we do the other head of broccoli too, or what do you think? Is that going to be enough crispy trees to start with? Oh, he's stepping back a bit. He's going for a slam dunk and a half. Don't know what even that's called. What's the back line called? Hasn't missed one yet, ladies and gentlemen. He shoots, he scores. Good job. Okay, now the fun bit. Well, that was pretty fun too, wasn't it? It just keeps getting more and more fun. So do you think you'd eat that on its own raw now? Right? Would you have that in your lunchbox? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty yummy. Okay, so let's now toss this. We're going to need about 3 tablespoons of tapioca flour, please. Do you know which one the tapioca flour is? Let's pull that aside. Yep, good stuff. Okay, so 3 tablespoons of tapioca flour on top of our trees. Ideally, because you've washed the trees, they have a little bit of moisture on them still, and because we've just recently cut them, then they're going to have that little bit of moisture from the cut surface as well. Yep, we give that a good tap. Okay, let's do 2 more of those, and see if you can kind of sprinkle it evenly over top of them. That'll be fine. That'll be all right. Yep. Good stuff. Give it a little tap. Good stuff. One more. Okay, so the tapioca starch is going to help the other stuff stick to it, and it's going to help them get nice and extra crispy. Karate chop. Yes. Now, this is what I meant by this is the fun bit. Do you have muscles? I know you do, because you're a very strong gymnast. Do you want me to show you how you started out with? We're going to toss the trees in the bowl without getting them out of the bowl. Can you do that? Whoa! Go for it. Yes! Look at that. That's okay, don't worry about that. It's much more fun than using your hands, isn't it? Yes! Another reason why it's fun to have a big bowl. So are they mostly evenly coated, or do we need to kind of do a little bit more? We want to make sure that flour gets into all those little crevices of the florets. Good work. There's a new workout you can do to build those muscles. Good job. Awesome. And if that doesn't quite work out, you can always do it this way too, okay? But I think the other way is more fun, isn't it? Yeah, me too. Okay, so that's our 3 tablespoons of tapioca starch. We wanted to get that tapioca starch into all the little crevices of the crispy trees. And by now, we probably should also get the oven started. What do you think, about 200 degrees? Will that be enough? Okay, let's get that on. Ready to go. We've got our baking trays out. We're nearly there. Okay, so next step is let's do 3 tablespoons of olive oil, please. Do you want to maybe hold that and I'll pour it over? So the big guy. Yes, good job. Okay, so when you pour this, maybe instead of just dumping it, can you try and drizzle it over? Yeah, good job. Okay, that was 1. There we go, number 2. Good, and 3. Good stuff. Okay, and then we get to sprinkle the rest of the ingredients on top. So we're going to use some nutritional yeast. This gives it a little bit of like a kind of a cheesy flavor. Have you ever tried that one on its own? No? Okay. If you need to wipe your hands too, you've got your tea towel hanging on your apron if you need it. Okay, so can I get you to measure 4 of these teaspoons of the nutritional yeast and sprinkle that over, please? One. And while Lincoln's doing that, I'm going to give it a little bit of pepper as well. A little bit of extra seasoning. So you can really customize the seasoning that you put on this. If you really love some Italian spice blends, or maybe you've got a Moroccan spice blend, whatever you like, you can really change it up and customize the spices on here to be your liking. How many are we at?
This is the 4.
That's 4? Okay. Perfect. And can you find the next spoon size down? So we need the ½ teaspoon. Good. And we'll do ½ teaspoon of salt, please. And again, we'll try and sprinkle that evenly over. Good work. Okay. We'll put these guys away. And our polenta. Now with the polenta, we need our 1/4 cup. So a full 1/4 cup of that one, please. Okay. And these cauliflower pieces that we weren't using to cook with, they're still edible. So you can still definitely cook with them. Probably, if in doubt, if you don't want it, so these leafy bits, you can follow the recipe for the kale chips recipe, and you can even turn these into like nice crispy chips in the oven. Did you know that? Pretty cool. So those can be turned into kale chips if they're nice and they look good. Otherwise, we can make broth out of them too. So save them in the freezer until you want to make a next batch of broth. And then at least they get used before they go to waste too. Are you able to put the lid on that for me, please, Lincoln? And then we've got our trays here ready to go. And you ready? We're going to toss it again. Okay, do you want to give it a go? Yes. Awesome. It's like you get to have your workout when you come home from school too. Getting ready for dinner. Who needs sport when you can be in the kitchen? Is that as fun as being on the vault or the rings? Maybe not quite, hey? Yeah? What's your favorite gymnastics sport or activity in gymnastics?
I like pommel.
The pommel horse. That takes a bit of skill, doesn't it? Takes a bit of coordination and strength. Okay, now, this is a really good example of why you are learning the skills on how to be a good cook and not just following a recipe. Do you know why? When we look at this, and I know this is your first time making it, so you're not really sure what to look for yet, but see how we're not really getting a good hold, as in the crispy trees are not really holding all this batter very well? Okay, so in future, what I could have done, we could have tossed the olive oil over the veggies first, because now what the olive oil has done is actually just grabbed onto the other ingredients without actually grabbing onto the trees. So that was my fault. We probably should have tossed it after the olive oil. But now in this case, what we might do is we might just add a touch more olive oil just so we can hopefully get this to kind of stick a little bit to them. And it's better in this case to add the oil rather than maybe like a non-dairy milk. Just try and get really nice and even over. Good. In that case, you might need to do a little bit more, because we don't want it to go too watery and soggy. So in this case, that's going to be a good option. We'll give it one more toss. There we go. Is that looking a bit more even?
Yeah.
We're getting less of the crumbs down the bottom because it's sticking to the crispy trees. Okay, that's that. Pretty easy. Are you excited to know what they taste like though when they're cooked? Me too. So let's get that onto a tray. If I hold the bowl here, do you want to maybe pull that out onto the tray? Just dump them out there, spread them around. Okay, you want to spread them around on there, and I'll use this one to go on here. Okay, so let's get that into the oven. We'll check on them in maybe about 20 minutes. Depending on your oven, they might need a little bit longer. But we've got it at about 200 degrees, and you want to use the fan-forced feature of the oven so we get the air moving around nice and efficiently. Looks great, Lincoln. There you go, crispy trees part 1. Good work. What do you think? Are they going to be crispier than the buffalo wings? Buffalo wings? Don't know? Are you excited to try them?
Yeah.
Me too. All right, so we'll come back when they are done and we'll see what they look like. Lincoln will be our official taste tester of our crispy trees. Now I think it's pretty much the right time. Can you smell anything? Do they smell cooked yet?
Yeah.
A little bit? Okay, should we test on them? Check and see how they're going? Okay, now stay away, that's pretty hot. What do you think? Do we have any crispiness happening? I think we are good to go. Okay. Now those are going to be very hot. Be very careful. They're looking nice and crispy to me. So what do you think? Do they look like trees?
Yeah.
Do they look crispy?
Yeah.
Did we do what we were meant to do?
Yeah.
Now, they're going to be a little bit hot still. Which one are you going to try first? You said you've never had a broccoli like this way, have you? So you got to pick out your favorite broccoli tree. Maybe we just need to put it out there and let it cool. Because as soon as they get cool enough to try, they're very moreish, and then you're going to want to eat the whole platter. Do you believe me? These disappear on me very quickly. They're very yummy. What do you think? Cool off faster. Too hot. Yummy. Just suck more air in. Are they good? Crispy? Do you think we totally nailed it? I think you did too. Well done, Lincoln. So this is where we say, when you're done, when you're ready, check out my crispy trees.
Check out my crispy cheese.
That was fun. Can we cook again sometime in the kitchen together?
Yeah.
Thank you. Should we try cauliflower? Yum! Such a good snack. I could eat this whole thing. Too hot.